In this video, I'm making a Florida Gar Swimbait. Let's get right into it. So first things first, I take my design and I glue it on a piece of poplar wood and I start cutting it out on the bandsaw. And I was thinking about it, this is so much easier than before when I used to carve out lures by hand. I use the bandsaw almost all the time, and I'm just appreciating how easy it was to cut out this bait compared to when I first started. Honestly, I don't remember why I did this, but I'm leaving it in. And then right after I did that, I started sketching out the shape of the bait from the top point of view. That way I know which parts to cut out, and that'll make carving a little bit easier. So I started carving out the shape of the bait, and I think it sounds really nice, so I'm not going to talk for a second. Now I'm just tracing out the picture to get the Lexan polycarbonate fins all ready to go. That way I can cut them out on the bandsaw. Okay, yeah, that looks about right. Next I use a box cutter to cut out the shape for the fins and where they're going to go in the wood. And eventually I get tired of that, so I just pull out the Dremel and I just go crazy drilling out the holes where the fins are going to go. The lure is still pretty rough at this stage, so before I can carve any extra details into the bait, I got to give it a quick sanding. And straight from there, I sketch out some teeth on the bait, and once I like the look of those, I start carving them out. And once they're carved out, they're pretty delicate, so I just give them a quick bath in super glue. Got the teeth all done on the Gar, so they're nice and 3D. Got the fins fit in. We're going to fill that in real quick so those are stuck in there. Let's cut some joints so we can test this out before we finalize it. Yeah, I didn't get this part on video, but I did carve, oh goodness. I carved some gills, and now we're about to carve some eyes real quick. We'll get that on camera. Well, I did start carving the eyes out at first with the box cutter, but that started being a little bit tedious. And I realized I had an attachment on the Dremel that was the perfect size of the eye I needed, so took care of that. So next I gotta twist some wire hinges together that goes in between all the joints of the bait, and I did that 5 more times. Once the wires were all twisted together and done, I put it in the bait, and at this point it's pretty much done. I forgot to mention I added lead off screen, and now that it's all done, it's time to paint. So we've got some window screen to do scales on our Gar Swimbait. I've put metal pins here, here, and here, and the actual hinges are off to the side over here. But the metal pins are right here just to hold it in place. That way our scales and colors are cohesive across the entire bait. Alright, got the window screen on there nice and good, and it's time for some serious scaleage. Now, this is supposed to make a noise. First things first, I started off with a base coat of white to paint the rest of our scales on. So by mixing these 3 colors, I get a natural flesh tone that I use to paint the belly of the bait. Next I use this Createx yellow to do the top of the bait. Then I use this military green I got from a modeling kit to spray in between the yellow and the flesh tone belly. Anyways, I'm going for natural, and these will all blend together with the color shifts later. So to get a natural pattern on this bait, I use this stencil and some brown paint. And once I spray that, I got a pretty good pattern along the body of the bait. So the pattern along the body of this bait is pretty neat and dandy, but I wanted to add a little bit more. So what I did was I used another stencil and some black paint to paint some little ridges coming up along the bottom of the bait. Then for some extra shinage on the scales, I added a little bit of pearl gold. Oh, and speaking of shinage, apparently I added some color shift red to the bottom. Don't remember doing that, but I guess I did that. So there you go. So the reference image I was looking off of was called a spotted gar. And if I could take anything back, I wouldn't have done this step, but I think it turned out pretty alright, so I think it's alright that I did that. Well anyways, at this point you can definitely tell I was conflicted with how the bait came out, but it turned out pretty well once I got it clear coated. There we go. So after clear coating and adding hooks and stuff, Here is the finished gar. The hinges all turned out well. It's got a pretty good range of motion, and that wood makes a really good clacking sound when you're fishing it. And man, it might be a tad bit stylized, not 100% realistic or accurate to the picture I was looking off of, but I really like the way it turned out. Like the colors, all the color shifts turned out well. I didn't paint the tail. It ended up looking like that naturally, just the way it was clamped down and the mesh was on there. And I thought it looked pretty natural, so I just left it like that, and I'm pretty happy with it. Well, I think y'all have gotten a pretty good look at the bait by now, so let's go fish it and try it out. Alright, we got the gar lure, and we are out in the wild. Or at least our friend's pond. We're gonna be fighting grass all today, I think. Oh, hey, I think it's a fish. Oh, cool. What the heck? Oh, man. Oh, please don't lose it. Nice. Dude, we just stopped at the bank. We got a fish. Let's go. Sweet. Dang. We got him with both trebles. Nice. Solid little 1.5 pounder. Okay, got the treble. It's still stuck in his mouth. I'm gonna try and get it out. I'm gonna revive him a little bit. Get us some oxygen through his gills. Okay, the fish is good. Let's just move him back and forth so he's nice and revived. Oh, there he goes. And we got the treble hook out of him. Oh, so I don't feel bad. Whew, I thought the treble hook might have to be stuck in them. I was worried for a second. Dang. Yeah, so those treble hooks got stuck. Had to take this back one off. I'm just gonna throw it in my pocket for now. Just fish with this. Might put it on later. But let's see if we can catch anything else today, guys. What the heck? Just watching the replay. That was sick. That was awesome. Well, fellas, that's pretty much it for this video. Caught a fish on it. I'm happy. The lure looks great. Sun's going down. I think it's time to end the video here. Well, thanks for watching this far. Like and subscribe if you like the video, and I think that's it. See you guys. Bye. Big wapadoodly frog. Oh, he's about to jump in. Dude, you fart right when he took off. Little speed boost. All right, show me the frog. Hold on. That's a big frog. Yeah, well, you caught him.
Smaller than the one at the pond.
Well, you got him. Good job. All right, let him go.